Great. Well, welcome everyone this evening. My name is Jana Jorgensen, and I'm a Diamond in Valentis. I'm really excited to be here this evening and to introduce our incredible scientist, Dr. Joseph Ahrens. But before we get started and before I tell you a little bit about him, I have a testimony from one of our people that is really quite extraordinary. She is a lady who has a medical condition that really challenged her with keeping her weight down and losing weight throughout her life. And so 24/7 has broken through that barrier. And with that, I'm not going to say anything more because I want you to hear from her directly. Her name is Nanette Lanuguzzi, and she is here to tell you her story. So Nanette, please unmute yourself. Okay, maybe we lost Nanette because I don't see her now. She was on her iPad, and I knew that she had to get going in her car. So if that's the case, we will move along. So tonight is going to be exciting because you're going to get a lot of your questions answered. So I'm going to invite you to start in the chat and write any questions that you may have of concern, and Dr. Ahrens is going to help you with those. We are so thrilled at Valentis to bring Dr. Ahrens on board. He is an incredible human being, a real humanitarian. He has worked in so many countries all over the world and help people with their agriculture, with nutrition. And, when he brings a product forth, it's not just something that he has tried to create to have a competitive product in the marketplace. He is creating products that you and I need for our bodies to be in balance, to work at our optimum, and to start reverse aging as opposed to anti-aging. It's a way to keep yourself feeling better all the time. And many of us that have worked with him in the past and have been taking products from him know that we can't be without them. They are really part of our nutrition. We look at them as food, and this is super exciting. So I'm just going to let Dr. Ahrens just say hello for a few minutes, maybe say a little bit about 24/7, and if there's anything additional that he'd like to say. I know that many of you are wondering what's going to happen on Saturday, so he might tell you a little bit about that as well. With that, I'm going to ask Dr. Ahrens to please unmute.
Hello, how are you this afternoon? Here it's 8 o'clock on the Eastern Seaboard. I happen to be in Florida today, so I'm talking to you from rainy, warm Florida. I'm really glad to have been able to bring in this 24/7 product. I will remind you that Dave Jordan one day called me up and said, we have a really great coffee product here, but some people cannot take coffee for one reason or the other. And I wonder if you couldn't make a product that would complement the coffee, or also if they wanted to take it by itself, it would work all on its own. Complement on one hand and work on it by its own on the other. So we set about doing that, and we were very successful. We now have actually several thousand people that are on the product in just a few weeks. It's remarkable. People report to lose almost a pound a day just in a month. Some people actually lose 20 or 30 pounds. That's quite unusual. I didn't expect it to work that good. But, I did, if you can lose 5 or 10 or 15 pounds a month and keep it off, that's really great. This product is not really a weight loss formula. What it does is it resets your body to find its own natural healthy weight. And the things that are in it are components that are found in our diets daily that you actually all need. So once people take this product, they don't just report weight loss, but they report feeling better, more energized, they're sleeping better, and we're just really glad about that. Even people saying, my skin is tightening up, and I said, yes, that's part of the product. It actually helps to bring your body back to health. It doesn't just force your body to lose weight. And actually this morning had someone tell me how they felt kind of awake and wondered if they were just being stimulated. I said, no, actually, this is how you're supposed to feel. This is normal. You've just been in a fog for months or years. This product actually resets your body to where it needs to be. It finds a new balance point. And that's part of what I would like to talk about this evening, is that the dosage, the correct dosage, and what, if there are any side effects. This product, you know, those of you who've tried it, and for those that haven't, it's a 2-bottle formula, one for the AM and one for the PM, because your body works differently in the day than it does at night. But we want to still, around the clock, help you to find that set point for your natural healthy weight. So in most cases, that will mean people that will lose weight. But actually, some people that are underweight, it will help you get to your more healthy weight. So we have components in the daytime that will keep you your body taking sugars and fats and using them for energy. That's really why you feel stimulated. And then help you control your appetite. We all know we have trouble with that. It'll actually calm you somewhat so that you don't have stress and anxiety, and therefore you won't be prone to eat. And then in the nighttime, we usually focus on you having a good rest to wind down. There is some melatonin in the product. It helps you sleep. And poor sleep is one of the reasons people gain weight. When your body goes into stress, it wants to consume food, consume calories, everything. Because it thinks, I'm getting ready to have some damage. I've got to get out of here. There's something wrong. And so you start eating. Your body's searching for these foods. So we just take that edge off to help you get some sleep during the night. And then in the day, we have it blocks carbs. It's actually called a 24/7 carb blocker, but it's so much more than that. It helps maintain a good metabolism throughout your body, just not by blocking carbs. But you know, if we talk about finding this new set point, your body's always in balance. Unfortunately, sometimes it's balanced towards some bad stuff. And we rebalance the set point, you rebalance. And you know, when that happens, some of you may find some changes that happen in your body that your body's not used to. And you might feel a little bit of discomfort in your stomach for a day or so. You know, that's very much like when you go have a massage. You haven't had a massage in a while, and your bodies are set in one position, and muscles are tense, and joints are out of line, and you go get a massage. What happens? You wake up sore. That first few times when you have a massage, as your body gets back to its correct balance, and your muscles stop with that tension they've had, your body feels sore. So this is very normal. Also, if you notice when you exercise, you haven't exercised for a while, you finally say, I'm going to go out and exercise. You walk or run a kilometer or two. What happens? You're sore. The kinks worked out. It does take a day or two for your body to reset to this new activity level. It's just like this for 24/7. You're getting some nutrients that you actually need, and your body resets. The pH in your body might change. The microflora in your gut, that family that lived there and helped you through life and actually digested a lot of the food for you, that family will change. And so you might feel a little uncomfortable in your stomach. But listen, it's just like sore muscles and exercise, or getting back from the chiropractor or a massage. Just after a few hours, you'll find out that, no, I see what's happening now, that I'm getting a chemical change in my body. Nothing unnatural. It's totally natural. And a couple of people, out of the thousands, a couple of people have even said, I have a headache. Well, you know, that also happens when you withdraw from some foods. If you ever try to get off something that has caffeine in it or a lot of sugar, you reduce that sugar, you'll get a headache. And that is just your body trying to find that new set point. So what I say to people is, if you do feel that you're having some discomfort, just cut back on the product, or just cut it out altogether for 3 or 4 days, and then take 1 capsule and then see how you go. After a day or so, take the full dose at 2 capsules. So I recommend that for any product, even as some medication. If you are feeling some discomfort, just cut back briefly and then reintroduce it into your diet, into your body. So there's two here, AM and PM. As an example, if you take the AM, 2 capsules, which is the recommended dose, 2 capsules, maybe you take them at breakfast or lunch, and you get a headache, just the next day only take one. I'd even cut it out altogether for a couple of days and then reintroduce one. Or the PM, if you find there's something going on you don't like there, just cut back on that PM and then reintroduce it 1 capsule at a time. And I'm sure in a week or two, you'll feel fine. That'll work out itself as your body rebalances. Now that brings me to what is the real dosage? Well, we have set the dosage at 2 capsules of the AM during the day and 2 capsules of the PM in the evening or night. That is usually for most people. I've got a signal on my computer. Have you lost me?
Fine. If anyone comes in on their phone, can you please mute your phone? Thank you.
Okay. So 2 capsules during the day and of the AM and 2 capsules in the evening or night for the PM. Usually most people will take 1 capsule at breakfast of the AM and then 1 capsule of the AM at lunch and then 1 capsule of the PM at dinner and then 1 capsule before bed. Now I suggest that you don't take the PM any sooner than 2 or 3 hours before you go to bed. So it's made to be right in the cycle of your normal sleep patterns, so that you should take it about 2 hours, 3 hours at the most before you go to bed. And if that means you're eating at 6 and you go to bed at 9, well, go ahead and take those 2 capsules at dinner. That is just fine. In fact, the AM, you can take 2 capsules at breakfast. But generally, people do space them out because it helps them remember. One at breakfast, AM at breakfast, an AM at lunch, a PM at dinner, and then a PM about 2 or 3 hours before your normal bedtime. I'd have found people say that as they experiment with that, they have found 1 hour is good for them before bedtime. That's fine. Everybody's body is just a little different. We're all sleep differently. Some sleep 10 hours, some 7 hours. Find your own pattern. But that is the recommended dosage. 1 AM on the breakfast, 1 AM at lunch, 1 PM at dinner, and 1 PM 2 or 3 hours before you go to bed. And remember, if you say you find out, well, I'm having a headache, well, just cut back. Don't take the lunch on the AM, for instance, if you find you're getting a headache in the day. Cut back, don't take the lunch one. And then you say, oh, my headache is gone away. Okay, then stay on the 1 capsule for a few more days and then introduce the second one maybe on the 4th or 5th day. So that's really, I really would like to take any questions or comments on the dosing. You know, we were going to try to talk about everything we can about this great product 24/7, but focusing each night on different aspects of the product. But I actually will answer any question at all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ahrens. So what I'm going to do is I believe we have Nanette ready now. And before she heads off to a meeting, so Nanette, could you quickly get on and give us your quick testimonial?
Sure, I'd be happy to. I'm very abnormal from birth because my mother ingested an estrogen the entire 9 months that she was pregnant with me. And I've fought a weight issue my entire life. And in high school, it was very frustrating to go to an all-girls school and see girls that could eat everything, including the sink in the cafeteria, and not gain a pound. And generally, I would have, if anything at all, an apple at lunch and a bit of protein and some vegetable at dinner in order to maintain a kind of normal weight, I think. I looked pretty good in high school, but I didn't eat at all. So there you go. And when I was 23 years old, some endocrinologists did tests on me and told me that I had to take in less than 600 calories a day to lose weight. And that actually proved to be fairly accurate. So I have to say that in taking 24/7, I'll try not to get emotional, but it is for me, to now have lost 20 pounds in less than 2 months, with this help from Dr. Joe, is fairly significant for me. And my dear mother is 92 and suffering from very, very severe Alzheimer's, and she doesn't know who I am anymore unless I have my guitar in my hand and I'm singing. So I'll have to figure out a way to sing it to her. But she's struggled with this her entire life because of my entire life, and it's huge for me. Care if it was now or 20 years ago would have been nicer, but I'm happy that it's now. I'm thankful that it's now. And I would say to any of you that if you know people that have had severe challenges in this regard, as far as any type of weight loss, you definitely need to try this. I've told Dr. Joe a number of times that I'll be his head cheerleader, and boy, I'm gonna have the biggest pom poms out there, man. It's gonna happen because of this. I jest about that, but I was a cheerleader at Gonzaga University when I went there. So I jest, but I don't, because it's significant for me to feel like I am right now. And I'm not going to talk about how much I weigh or how much I don't weigh or what I'm going to weigh, and how many inches I've lost, but I've lost a lot, and I intend to get rid of the rest. And having lost 200 pounds a couple years ago was huge, but to be able to get rid of the end is, as my children would have said when they were little, it's even huger. So, Dr. Joe, I'm right there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nanette. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That is an extraordinary thing, and you're such a great person and a great leader, and we're thrilled for you too. So I'm going to go into the questions right away. We have quite a few, so we want to get started. So the first one is, how does the Prevail More work with 24/7?
Well, the Prevail More is a good product, and since the ingredients in 24/7 are natural and should be in your body, they are not a poison. They won't be sucked up by the More, and it will perform very well right alongside of it.
Okay, excellent. Okay, let's move on to the next question. When is the caffeine-free version available? Is it like Emulin where you cannot take too much of it?
Yes, you can't take too much of the 24/7. It is natural products again, and your body needs them. So you might be able to take too much if you took like 4 or 5 bottles a day. So don't worry about that. And the caffeine-free version, I talked to Dave Jordan this morning, and he expects to have this start manufacturing it in 2 weeks.
Excellent. So could you tell us about the Emulin, Dr. Ahrens?
Well, I know a lot of people have been asking about Emulin, and it's not a Valentis product. But what I can tell you is, why don't you tune in Saturday to the Valentis National Call, and you'll get a very nice surprise announcement.
Oh, thank you. Excellent. Okay, we will do that. We're looking forward to Saturday. So we have a question from Brenda Belcheff. Can we take the 24/7 with detox, or should we wait until after we go through the detox?
Well, probably it would be better to wait until you got after that and let your body settle down from doing a detox.
Okay, excellent. Okay. One question here, what is the downside of PM right before bed? Well, I take it right before bed, and I know several others that do, and we're okay. So I think maybe, again, it's just based on the person, Dr. Ahrens?
Yes, it is based on the person. The downside for some people is it disrupts their sleep pattern. It takes them longer to get to sleep, even though there's melatonin in there. Melatonin doesn't just knock you out. It's a natural chemical found in your body that is actually promotes your sleep, but it is in its own cycle of high and low, starting from the morning all the way up to the night. And it's a balance between melatonin and serotonin. And this balance is what gets you sleepy and lets you rest throughout the night. Some people's cycles are an hour or two off than other people's. And so some people might find if they take it too late, they won't enter into their sleep cycle soon enough. So most people, I'm saying around 2 hours before you go to bed, but they're Jana right there, you take it an hour before and it works fine for you. So it's going to be like that. We're all going to be plus or minus an hour or so, just like in our sleep, 8 hours average. I personally sleep only 7. Some people sleep 9 or 10. Everyone in that regard is just a little different. So there's no downside. If you find out that you didn't sleep well, then you do need to back up just a little bit and take it that 2 or 3 hours before you go to sleep, go to bed.
Okay, thank you so much. We have a great compliment here from Sarah Lee Mumford. She's losing so much fat. She's on day 12. Thank you, Dr. Ahrens. And her skin is tightening up and she's full of energy. Oh, that's awesome. Everybody's pretty excited here. Another question here is, how can people with high blood pressure incorporate these products?
Well, there should be no effect at all on your blood pressure, except you will find out that it will, if you have high blood pressure, it will help reduce it. It is very good for your vascular health. It makes your blood vessels more flexible, and therefore your blood pressure should drop by that. So it could work right in, incorporated with any blood pressure medicine you're already on. You just might find out that you need less blood pressure medicine. But that's not medical advice. I can't do that. Talk to your own physician.
Great, excellent. Okay, I have a question here. Can you break the capsules open to take? And if so, what could you mix it with?
Yes, you can break this capsule open and take it and put it right into anything on your scrambled eggs, or mix it in with a grape juice, or usually something that has a little bit of a taste to it, like grape juice, orange juice. I don't think it would be really great inside milk, for instance, but because that's kind of a neutral blend. And the products have a slightly peppery taste. So actually some people do put them right onto eggs, just like you would sprinkle some pepper or curry onto eggs. But you can mix it into any food. There's no problem putting it with anything. You can break them out open.
Excellent. Another question, I'm having some gastrointestinal pains. What should I do to get used to it?
Well, if you're having some gastrointestinal pains from taking this product, it's definitely due to a change in the microflora, the microbiota in your intestines, and they need to adjust to this new diet. So as I said, just cut back on it completely if you would like, and then slowly add them in. Give those microbes a little chance to adjust to that new environment.
Okay. Another question here. The AM formula can I think get people a little wigged out feeling. Is that part of the rebalancing?
Yes, yes, it is part of the rebalancing, because you didn't know that you were actually a little foggy to begin with. But you may be sensitive to, there is some caffeine in that product, around 90 to 100 milligrams in one capsule. If you are caffeine sensitive, I'd cut back to one of those capsules in the morning. And we will, as I said, have a caffeine-free version in a couple more weeks. We'll start to manufacture.
Fantastic. A question here, is it good to help varicose veins?
It will not directly help varicose veins if they've already occurred, if the blood is already coagulated inside them, but it should prevent the addition of new varicose veins.
Okay, excellent. Another question, I have a client who is taking the product for close to a week now and is having the opposite effect. She's tired during the day and can't sleep at night, but used to sleep well.
Well, I would in that case find out if it is, for instance, the PM. Again, cut out the PM and see if your sleep returns back to how it was, and then add in one more capsule at dinner, go for a few days and see how that works on you. And now if you're still okay, then add in the second capsule. If that second capsule causes the trouble, then you need to play around with whether or not you should take it 3 hours before bedtime or 1 hour before bedtime. But I think by those adjustments, you'll find out this product really, unless you accidentally took the AM during the night, should sleep better.
Excellent. All right. We have like an observation here and sort of a question. My tummy is really bloated. 2 weeks using the 24/7. After 2 days, I lost 5 pounds, but have gained back and tummy getting big again. Hope this makes sense. It's helped get rid of my scar tissue from a C-section. Super happy to move and not be in pain anymore.
Well, again, it's always my advice to find out if that bloating is coming, particularly from one of these capsules. The bloating can only happen because your microflora is adjusting. There's no sugar in this product. There's nothing in it that would cause gas. So, but the microflora change, and it's the microflora that are producing the carbon dioxide. It is actually just like fermentation. When you would make wine or beer, it's from carbon dioxide. These microorganisms are digesting your food differently, and they may produce some excess carbon dioxide. So again, cut back to half dose or discontinue it completely, and then slowly add it back in. In that case, you might decide you want to break a capsule in half and go half, 1, 1.5, and 2 as an example to get them time to adjust. But you can see very well that it is doing a great number on your skin, and I'm very pleased to hear that.
It sure is. My goodness. Everyone's having great effects on the skin. A question here, is there pepper in it? I'm allergic to pepper.
No, there's no pepper in it at all, or no pepper derivatives.
It's just the peppery taste from something else.
Yes.
Okay.
It may taste peppery. That's just the closest thing I could describe it is peppery, but there's no pepper, there's no capsaicin, there's no capsaicin. There's nothing related to pepper.
So I know we probably won't get through all of the questions, but here is one. Does it help to get rid of scar tissue?
Yes, as we just heard from a previous testimony, it will get rid of scar tissue. It really makes your skin healthy. It does that by helping promote elastin. One of the parts of why your skin seems to tighten up and makes it more flexible. It fills in some of the voids that you have, and it gets rid of excess cellulase in underneath your skin. So yes, it will help get rid of scar tissue. Again, though, we're not curing anybody of anything. We're just making the body more healthy, and it's healing itself.
Here's a great testimony from Beverly Coy out of Australia. I've had a sore shoulder for weeks. 1 week after taking 24/7, all the pain has gone.
Well, it's really quite good for that. However, if you want to see a really good result, maybe you ought to be able to try Emulin, which you may hear something about soon.
That's true. There are some comments about that. I think this is a misconception. What is the purpose of green coffee extra in the PM?
Okay, the green coffee bean is we're getting chlorogenic acid from that, and that slows down. It doesn't completely prevent, but it slows down the conversion of starches into simple sugars. So that is the carb blocker part. There's no caffeine from that. It's chlorogenic acid, which is available out of green coffee beans. So we have to tell where we get this chlorogenic acid from. You can get it from a lot of places, even honeysuckle flowers. But we get it out of green coffee because that's the most economical way to get it. And it's chlorogenic acid. It is one of the carb blockers that's in the AM and the PM, because you ate dinner. So we still want to take care of some of those starches that you got from the rice and the potatoes, and to slow that down so it doesn't rush into your bloodstream and then get put into fat.
Excellent. All right, I would like to add one more testimony before we close out this evening. So Mr. Ron Boersma, could you please unmute and tell us your story about 24/7?
Hey, you bet. Thank you, Jana. And thank you, Dr. Joe. Good to see you back here with us all. It's a blessing and a pleasure. Looking forward to Saturday's call as well. Uh, yeah, a lot of history there. But anyway, I've been on the 24/7 for about 15 days now, along with more detox that both came at the same time. And I thought, why not go for it? And I've never had the beer belly. I've lost weight with a coffee, felt good, had good energy. But when I got on the 24/7, I dropped about 6 to 7 pounds quite quickly. Now it's sneaking up on 8. And where I've lost it is where I've always struggled with, and that's around the back of the sides, the love handles, and particularly in the back side, which has always been my hard struggle. And boy, that just firmed up, toned up. And when I get out of the shower and look in the mirror, I'm seeing a V cut again, which really has got me pumped. And I think the key, you know, the way you talk about using it, I've been doing that AM, 1 in the morning with my breakfast, 1 with lunch, 1 with dinner, and 1 about 8 o'clock in the evening. And then go to bed about 11:30 or so, and sleeping like a stone, not getting up at all at 70, almost 76 years of age. And I've had a bit of a challenge with an enlarged prostate and some issues going on there, which is being resolved in the last 3 weeks, just amazingly. So I'm excited, and I'm excited for what's coming down the road real soon. Thank you again. And I think the key too, and a lot of people maybe are struggling and not getting, you know, having the detox effect, probably not drinking enough water. I think people just do not consume enough water, and I try to drink half my body weight in ounces a day. So for me, roughly at 200 when I started, now about 189. I drink 100 ounces of water a day, and then just pour it through, and it helps the body to work better, the skin to look better, the mind to be clearer, and then not to have to get up at night. I'm thrilled, I'm blessed, and looking forward to continued success.
Thank you so much, Ron. We always love it because you're such an expert in the health field, and you're just looking like a picture of health. Like I can just see it on you. You look fantastic. So congratulations to you. So that's it for today, everyone. I don't want to keep Dr. Ahrens because it's been very kind of him to come on every week. This will not be happening every week. He's going to have a very tough schedule in the next few months, but we will try and get him on as many Mondays as possible. So please check the schedule on the pages, on the 24/7 page, on some of the team pages, and we will keep you posted about everything. I'm really pleased. Make sure you get on the Saturday call. There's going to be some very exciting news on Saturday, and you are not going to want to miss this. So thank you so much. Have a fabulous week. Love you all, and good night. Good night, Dr. Ahrens. Thank you.